It is Franklin High School. It is the Battle of Franklin tonight between the Franklin Rebels and the Centennial Cougars. Welcome to the WCTV Game of the Week. My name is Michael Williams alongside my broadcast partner Paul Breece, and we are underway here for this Battle of Franklin as the Rebels kick it away. Pooch kick it.
Pretty smart play on Coach Kreisky's part. And they cut it. Right. How about that?
Well,
Michael Williams.
Surprise from the get-go. Franklin recovers the onside, or I don't guess it was an onside, but I guess it was more of a pooch kick, and the Rebels come away with it. Well, Paul Breece, as we have this little break in the action for this first play, tell us what we need to know for this Battle of Franklin tonight.
Absolutely. You got two different styles of football you're going to see here. You got the fast-paced up and down offense of Centennial against the pretty stout defense of Franklin, but man, his special team's going to come into play. So far, it looks like Franklin may have the edge with the surprise kind of pooch kick that you talked about, not the traditional onside, but I'm sure they were definitely trying to kick it away from Centennial's deep men.
So the Rebels take over 1st and 10 from the Centennial 36-yard line, give inside, and finding a little bit of running room. Couldn't quite tell who the
Well, that's a guy whose name's going to be called a lot. Gaka, 24, Matt Gaka, the senior.
Is Matt a senior already?
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'll tell you, even the crazier part here is Centennial's defense. They got to be sure tacklers tonight because they're going to get a dose of Gaka. I'm gonna say Gaka either receives the handoffs, direct snap straight to him in the Wildcat, or who knows, maybe some short passes from quarterback Josh Nichols.
So Matt's a senior this year, 200-pound running back for the Rebs.
Hold the phone, Michael Williams. Hold the phone. There's a clock malfunction here at Franklin High.
Oh, my goodness. Something we have yet to see this year. Well, here we are again,
Absolutely.
Franklin High School on the campus.
Let's talk about history.
Campus.
Talk about a little history of the Battle of Franklin.
Well, we come into this game, Centennial. We were here a couple of 3 years ago, I can't remember, but these two squads typically have a tendency to go down to the wire. We were here, can't remember if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but Centennial scored the very last play of the game on a bomb. I think that was you and me calling that game. Is that right?
Yeah.
A few years ago. But regardless, Centennial comes into this ball game having won the last 4. You can see here in a second if we can pan over to the other crowd there. The Centennial student section has up a sign that says 5 Pete. So that's what they've been talking about all week long over at Centennial, is taking out these Rebs for the 5th time in a row. Both squads come into the game with a record of 3-3. But as they say, throw the records out tonight. So 2nd and 4 for the Rebels. That give inside again. I believe that's Gaka one more time, and he's up across the 25-yard line. A pickup of maybe 3 yards and 4 yards, and he'll go ahead and they'll move the change for the first down.
Again, that's Gaka carry number 2 on the first down here by the Rebels.
So on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rebs, just underway here in this Battle of Franklin, the latest one. There's Gaka again for the direct snap, close to the 20-yard line, maybe a pickup of 4 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
Sam Holloway made the stop.
Again, the defense of Centennial is just going to have to, you're talking about keying on one guy. Gaka, you see it already. 3 straight carries. And they're going to do it in different formations, different looks. And that offensive line is a very formidable group.
So I believe number 9, that's Nichols, the quarterback. And again, they give inside to Gaka. He's over the 20-yard line. A pickup of maybe 2 yards.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael Williams. Our first contest here at Franklin this year at WCTV, correct?
This is the first contest this year.
As you can see, Matt Gaka right there. But just the new field, the new turf field that Franklin has installed. looks fantastic.
And the nice new 8-lane track. All lovely. So
Yep.
3rd down and 3. Here again. This time Nichols keeps it around the side. And close to the 5-yard line is the quarterback, number 9. That's Josh Nichols, the 11th grader. Take it down. Mark it at the 7-yard line.
That's a great decision by Josh Nichols, the junior. As when you keep going, Gaka, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nichols pulls it out and gets himself a first down, and a 1st and goal from the 7.
So 1st and goal now for these Rebels from their own 7, from the Centennial 7-yard line. Again, that give inside, I believe that's going to be Jenkins. That is Rashad Jenkins. And do we have a fumble?
Jenkins on the carry.
And he's close to the goal line, but stopped just short. They'll mark it at the 1-yard line.
Wow, very close.
So Rashad now.
We see on the replay right here, Jenkins really keeping it out. And the ball loose, and Kevin Townsell just pulled it away from him.
So the Rebs again from the 1. 2nd down. They give inside, and we've got the touchdown. Couldn't see who quite scored it. I believe that was Nichols who kept it himself, and he crosses the goal line for the first score of the game. So Nichols for the Rebels puts the home team up front first with the quarterback dive.
See the replay here. Nichols just right under the right guard and leaning forward for the 1-yard touchdown lean.
So hope we're right. This is Noah Frampton on for the extra kick, or the extra point rather, number 85. And straight and true. So our first score of the game, the Rebels take the early lead 7-0 with 8:20 to go here in the first quarter. Paul Breece, how does Centennial answer this?
Well, Centennial, the first thing they need to do is make sure they get the kickoff. And so they can bring their offense on the field. And then secondly, if you're asking me, can Centennial find a way to even this game out on a score? Absolutely. They got the weapons to do it. I think the big question is going to be which quarterback actually comes out, as last week against Riverdale in the Kreisky Bowl, brother against brother, they had a freshman quarterback starting. His Cannon Plowman, the freshman, started in place of help me out, Grayson Marcel. That's right.
So Centennial.
So we'll see who comes out. But if you're Centennial, let's grab the kickoff here.
Number 16, Ian Burrow will kick off for Franklin.
Jerry Wilson, number 4, set to receive now for Centennial.
Wilson are back deep to receive for Centennial.
Smith back there with him. And be careful because these fellas can fly.
Yeah, I think that's the reason they pooching it.
Here's Smith trying to get onto the outside and will be run out of bounds at the 30-yard line, where the Cougars coming into this game on a 2-game win streak, having beaten Riverdale a couple of weeks ago, like Paul Breece just said, and I believe they beat Dixon County last week, or 2 weeks ago rather, and Riverdale last week. 2 weeks ago was homecoming.
Right, the last second field goal against Riverdale. Took care of business with Dixon County 42-7. It was Franklin's win last week against Hendersonville that kind of opened some eyes. Look at this formation here, Michael Williams, as we start.
So Grayson Marcel, number 14, the quarterback for the Cougars. Got to see him a few weeks ago. Looks back to pass, and that will be tipped and caught.
Wow.
Fortunate ricochet there off the Centennial receiver, as Centennial able to turn what could have been a disaster into a positive play of a yard.
Yeah. Pretty headsy play.
Gain of 1 yard on the play, 2nd and 9.
So that'll pick up a yard for Centennial. They'll take it at 2nd and 9, 7:39 here to go in the quarter. And Franklin snips out the give. And a big loss on the play for the Cougars, back to the 25-yard line. Couldn't see who blew that up.
Rashad Jenkins, but it was Kenai Kelton, number 25 right there on your screen, who basically had a big-time push on the left tackle right here. You'll see him in the backfield, already disrupting, and Jenkins just cleaned it up.
Well, so a flag on the play, and I think we've got.
Well, that was Kenai Kelton jumped. I think he was already got a little adrenaline flow after that last play.
So give 5 yards back from the loss on the sack. So that's a wash.
That'll bring up 3rd and 9.
So it takes the Cougars to 3rd and 9. They're just across the 30-yard line to the 31. Marcel now looks over his troops, looking right.
Plenty of time.
Going over the middle, and going to have a flag on that one without question for pass interference. As I believe number 19, that is Luke Wilkes.
I think that was 14, Chapman Beard. Actually, Michael.
Still got to get my binoculars up here.
Yeah, Chapman Beard on the pass interference for sure.
So Franklin, after the big sack, has a couple of penalties, has Centennial now back in business at 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line.
Centennial a first down. It'll be 1st and 10.
Well, you gave
Ball at their own 46-yard line.
you gave Grayson Marcel, the quarterback, plenty of time right there, and that's just a poor death trap for the secondary of Franklin.
Marcel
Pass complete to number 6.
out to Hainsworth. That's Ashari Hainsworth. Hainsworth had a big game a couple of weeks ago.
Well, yeah. The whole offense had a big game. I think the last time we saw Centennial, they scored 62. Or maybe a WCTV record. We'll have to go back to the archives on that.
So that was Centennial Brentwood about 3 weeks ago, I guess.
Centennial Independence.
Centennial Independence, that's right.
Yeah.
62-50, I think, was the
62-40.
62-40. So 2nd down and 6, and here comes another flag. Not altogether clear what this is for.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, free 5 yards. That's going to be a first down.
So that's 20 yards Franklin has given Centennial on this drive. They gave them 5 on the offsides. They gave them 15 on the pass interference. And a neutral zone infraction will give them another 5 yards. So Centennial having to do very little work here offensively as they are having the door open for them by Franklin. Here's Marcel back down the field. This is going to be a jump ball.
Wow.
And another flag comes in. And wait just a second. Don't know if this is going to be defensive pass interference or offensive pass interference.
It's definitely defense. I mean, the way Centennial, the way everybody's moving in their direction. Here's the thing about it, Michael Williams. Franklin is not getting a big push from the pass rush, which is giving Marcel a lot of time, and those secondary players for Franklin are just having to play man-to-man against guys like Hainsworth, Wilson, Johnny Crouch. I mean, so very tough job tonight if you're not going to dial up a little more pressure to get Marcel a little uncomfortable in the pocket.
So call it a free 35 yards now on the last 4 or 5 plays for Centennial. They now have it 1st and 10 from the Rebel 28. Back to pass again. This time sniffed out nicely on the swing pass. And they'll call number 3. That is to Townsell.
Yeah.
And they whistled it up after his forward progress was stopped. But across the 30-yard line, back to the 28, so no pickup on the play.
And we have yet to see a Jariel Wilson, straight handoff run. He's been kind of quiet so far in this drive.
Jariel Wilson, number 4, keep your eye on him. We've seen him a great deal this year and nearly taken away by Guy Lipscomb. Almost had the pick. So we've got a hat on the field.
That was good timing by Guy Lipscomb, the safety.
So again, no gain on the play. Centennial staying at 3rd and 10, right where they are at the 28-yard line.
Well, Centennial, the gentleman that lost his helmet's got to come out of play. Cameron Salurzo, 6'6", 270. He's kind of a guy that fills the gap on the offensive line. Let's see if his replacement can handle the pressure right here.
Franklin coming with the blitz. Here's Wilson. Tries that inside and dragged down.
And I believe that's going to be a horse collar.
And somebody looked to yank him down by the shoulders there, but I don't see a flag.
Yeah, it's down there.
Is it? We do have a flag. So, Paul Breece, you're exactly right.
Yeah, that's one of the few times. But I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, it's 15 yards, and that's going to be an automatic first down. So you talked about free yardage for this drive. I mean, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Franklin has got to find a way to eliminate those mistakes.
So if my arithmetic is correct, which it normally is not, but I'll just give it a shot here, that is 50 free yards. 5-0. So 1st and 10 from the Rebel 14-yard line. Mostly on Franklin defensive penalties.
Oh,
and there's a fumble.
And that's recovered.
Jerry Wilson drops the ball in the pile, and Franklin comes away with it.
Chapman Beard, number 14, on the recovery, but I think it was the hit by Kanai Kelton, but we'll have to double-check the replay. That was textbook tackling right here as the helmet right on the ball. We'll see right here. That's 42. That's John Kirkpatrick.
So all those free yards go for naught as Franklin is able to come away with the fumble recovery.
Well, second turnover. Well, I would say first turnover, second mistake by the Centennial Cougars is, of course, the opening kickoff recovery by Franklin.
So the Rebs take over 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. They lead 7-0, 3:53 to go.
Flea flicker.
And again, just about.
Oh, wow.
Was that an eligible receiver
yeah,
right
was.
there?
I think it was Gaka. Yeah, 24.
So Nichols just in the grasp there, able to barely sling it away, gets it to his running back, Gaka.
Well, yeah, they tried the old flea flicker here. But, man, Centennial had dialed up the blitz. And Gaka, hey, he was holding his hand up, so give Nichols a lot of credit for finding him.
So a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down, 12 from the Rebel 10-yard line. Nichols again, the handoff inside. There's Gaka again, got a lot of lane, and he's across the 30-yard line. And a big pickup for the Rebels as Matt Gaka, the senior, takes it down to about the 32-yard line. A big pickup on 1st and 12.
That was a good trap design, and Gaka had plenty of running room through there. There's the rebellion, the fans. Been here
again,
a long time.
Not much of a break for Gaka as he is.
No.
Gets the carry again, close to the 35-yard line. Big crowd tonight for the Rebels, as my buddy Paul Breece pointed out.
Yep.
Coach Jeremy Qualls, our Williamson County AD, here to fire up both crews. The Centennial squad across the way and the Franklin crew right here beneath us tonight. And they are, let's see if they are still lined up out in the parking lot to get in. So 2nd down and 8 for the Rebs from their own 34. Gaka, or this time Nichols throwing to his left, and we're going to have a flag on that one. This time Centennial will be whistled for the pass interference call.
I think Coach Kreisky for Centennial was like, hey, that was not catchable. unfortunately, we'll never know because the inadvertent contact, maybe, I don't know, but Franklin going to be the recipient of the pass interference call.
So march off 15 yards. It'll put the ball just shy of the 50-yard line for the Rebs.
Both these teams are 3-3 on the year. You know, and you talked about week 7 earlier. You were talking like, you were saying, I can't believe it's already week 7 in high school football. A lot of penalties here for a week 7 game. But I think it's one of those. You know, we talked about the Kreisky Bowl, brother on brother. And this is almost like brothers versus brothers with Centennial and Franklin. I mean, they all know each other, and just the intensity of this rivalry goes way back. And Franklin definitely knows that Centennial has won the last 4.
So 1st and 10 for the Rebs at the 49 on this beautiful new field here at Franklin High School. Nichols again. And Gaka finds a little daylight and tries to spin away, does spin away, finds some more daylight, and twists his way down to the 30-yard line of Centennial.
Wow. Resilience.
Another big pickup for Matt Gaka, the senior, about 22, we'll call it 20 yards on the play, just shy of the 30-yard line to the 31.
As we talked about earlier, Centennial has got to be sure tacklers here. I mean, that was an extra, 10, 12 yards. And they just could not bring Gaka down.
So 1st and 10 from the Centennial 31. Again, Gaka. And this time stacked up by the Centennial defense before he reaches the 30, so no gain on the play.
It stuns me how many carries he's already gotten, and we're 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. I mean, this guy is –
no gain on the play.
It's going to be interesting to see how his fourth quarter legs are stacked up. But one, he's got a lot of good weather. It's, with all the rain that we've had this week, we're just fortunate that we don't have no rain so far.
Absolutely. And hopefully no lightning delays or any of the like. So Nichols back to pass, going to his right, got his man, and that is hauled in. What a catch. Chancellor Bright, the sophomore. He's a junior, sorry about that. Chancellor Bright, what an over-the-shoulder catch. Beautiful. One of the prettiest catches we've seen all year right there. And Franklin, before the end of the first quarter, strikes again. I believe that was
Ian Burr on the extra point. Talking about Chancellor Bright, he is a guy that the people around Franklin are saying this guy has got a lot of upside, as he could be the next receiver if he works at it, like an Emmanuel Hall, Van Jefferson-ish type kind of receivers that we've talked about and have shown their abilities on WCTV. But Chancellor Bright, if he continues the ways here, has the fortune to be that next guy. So 14-0, Michael Williams. Who would have thunk it?
Well, again, Centennial comes into this game having won 2 in a row. Both teams, like you said, 3-3 on the season. But Centennial with a 4-game win streak over these Rebs over the last 4 years, and you can see there across the field, they've got that sign up, 5-Pete, and Franklin desperately trying to make that not happen on their home field. So they are off, the Rebels, to a great start tonight, as they've logged 14 points here in the first quarter. So a short kick again. This time, the up man there, number 89, that is Alex Wall.
Alex
for the Cougars.
I'm not sure, but Alex Swall needs to wave his hand next time.
Yeah.
Just so they can get the fair catch so that nobody will run into him if he has to stand up and catch it. But, hey, Centennial does have the ball. We talked about the Cougars' quick strike ability. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Michael Williams, they may have been down 14-0 to Independence.
That's very true.
And scored 62. So you never count the Cougars out.
So Franklin sacrifices good field position for instead of giving it up to those quick Centennial receivers. As number 10, that is Johnny Crouch.
Man, that guy is give me that receiver that played for the Patriots, kind of the slot receiver. He would catch like 10 footballs a game, and I mean
Gronkowski?
No, heavens no. Like not an Eric Decker, maybe, I don't know, but man, Johnny Crouch, you throw it his way, he's going to make something happen.
Well, that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Franklin on top 14-0 in this Battle of Franklin, as the Cougars will come out here to start the second quarter on the Rebel 45-yard line. What have you seen so far, Paul Breece?
Well, I've seen mistakes by both teams. Unfortunately, Franklin has capitalized on the Centennial mistakes, and Centennial was almost running that last offensive series to try to tie this thing up at 7, the fumble, and then the Rebels answered back 14 here in the first quarter. I think they take away the penalties. Coach Donnie Webb has got to be thrilled with the way his young men are playing.
So here we go, start of the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the Rebel 45-yard line. Grayson Marcel, your quarterback, tries that screen pass, and that's Wilson,
Gone.
And see ya. That is Jeriel Wilson. We talked about the quick strike ability, and that is 45 yards on the quick hitter. And just like that, the Cougars are back in business.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive call by Coach Webb to bring the blitz, but Coach Kreisky and the offensive staff dialed up the perfect play call, and Wilson take those, 60 yards, and that was about as easy as it gets.
So Johnny Crouch again. Johnny had about a 75-yard touchdown reception a few weeks ago against Independence, had to turn around and kick the extra point. And he kicks the extra point this time to half the lead, 14-7 now. And Paul Breece,
I'll tell you what.
we are back in business here.
Here's the replay right here. Again, dialed up perfectly and got a couple of blocks, but basically once Wilson saw a little seam right there, there was no one going to catch him. And the funny thing is this, Donnie Webb spoke of this earlier. He said, we cannot get in a track meet with Centennial, so it'll be interesting to see if he kind of, they did a very good job in the first quarter of kind of trimming the quarter down. They really milked the clock and running, Gaka. They've got to shorten this game somehow because, as you can tell, Centennial is could be a one-play scoring machine.
So Crouch set to kick it away. I believe that's Guy Lipscomb down there for the Rebels down inside his own 5-yard line. And this will make it into the end zone, and Franklin will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. We've got a flag down. I think we've got maybe a little extracurricular stuff on the
that's
play.
Definitely going to be a personal foul on Centennial, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's on actually Franklin. Well, you saw the Franklin young man go down. So normally you just suspect that somebody on the Centennial team pulled him down, did something, but.
Well, they'll mark the ball at the 10, so
the distance to the goal for a personal foul.
Yeah, it should be from the.
Now from their own 10-yard
You'd think it.
So the Rebs, they'll be penalized for the personal
Yeah.
foul. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line, not where they wanted to start, especially now that Centennial has gained a touch of momentum here. So
and
1st and 10.
Gaka in the Wildcat. Nichols in motion.
So here's Gaka again, tries his left side and cuts back inside and wrestled down at about the 16-yard line. So maybe a pickup of 6 on the play.
Xavier Pickens on the tackle. Gain of 6. It's 2nd and 4.
Bright again down at the bottom of your screen, number 11. He's the one that had the big touchdown a minute ago. Here's Gaka again, straight up the gut, and taken down at the 25-yard line, so he'll be plenty enough for the first down.
Alexander Steele made the tackle. Gain of 9 yards on the play and enough for a First Tennessee Bank first down. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Ball at their own 25-yard line.
So the Rebs take over 1st and 10 from the 25. Just underway here in the second quarter. And
There's
this
Nichols.
time that's Nichols. He'll keep it on that right side.
Oh,
and
nice play.
taken down nicely
Nichols on the carry.
as he crosses the 25. Just maybe a pickup of a yard on the play, but sniffed out nicely by that Centennial defense.
Tucker Tremaine made the tackle.
We'll see it right here. Nice.
Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd
You
and
got to continue to pull that ball out if you're Nichols just to keep the defense honest. Or it's just, where's 24? Where's 24?
So 2nd down and 8 from the 27-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Here are the Rebs again.
Jet sweep.
And this time, couldn't quite tell who that was. Help me out, Paul.
That is going to be number 6,
Number
I think.
6, Reed Kemp.
Yeah.
Kemp on the carry.
Nice play over here. Secondary for Centennial. That's good. David Amos. I think that's number 8 right there. And 25, Majay Johnson.
A gain
Nice
of 3
job
on the
keeping
play.
Kemp in
It's
check
3rd
right
and
there.
5.
So Kemp takes it up to the 35-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Rebs here. Nichols again, rolling to his right, in trouble, finds his man, and that is incomplete. And we're going to have a roughing the passer call
Yes.
as Nichols was popped well after he threw the ball. So a free first down for the Rebs and some more daylight.
Well, the Cougar Nation is out right there. You saw that
Centennial
stands over there. But
allowed
yes,
15 yards for roughing the passer.
again, talk about Week 7 penalties.
That'll be another First Tennessee first down. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Ball at their own
Unfortunate for
45-yard
both teams
line.
to helping each other out.
So 1st and 10 now for Franklin after the gift from Centennial from their own 45-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see if Gaka ever throws from this Wildcat.
And we've got a Centennial player that jumped. I believe that was number 21, Alexander Steele. So another penalty will put the ball right there at midfield. So
5 yards for encroachment.
1st and 5 for the Rebs.
When I think Coach Donnie Webb is A-OK with this situation. The clock's going to continue to run, and he keeps getting free yardage.
Maybe this time we'll have a play.
Yeah.
So 1st and 5 now. Here are the Rebs. Again, Gaka up the gut and bounces off a couple of men, crosses the 45-yard line. I believe he has enough for the first down.
Yeah.
Gaka hard to take down with that initial contact.
Hannon made the stop.
And they'll move the chains down to the 44 where they spot the ball.
Ball at the Centennial 44-yard line.
That give inside
Wow.
again to Gaka. And hanging on for dear life there as he crosses the 40-yard line. Another pickup of about 5 yards on the play.
Johnson made the stop.
Man. Gaka.
Been a workhorse tonight.
Tough young man to bring down. I mean, if he gives you 4 to 6 every touch, man, what a weapon to have.
So here are the Rebs, 2nd down and 6 from the 40-yard line of Centennial. Again, we call the name not Gaka. This time he's got plenty of daylight as he crosses the 30-yard line. And they'll spot him at about the 28. So a pickup of 12 yards on the play.
Well, we'll see here the watch the H-back right there. He's coming back across for the trap. And Gaka, he's got great vision right there. Bottled up, and he breaks it for about 14 yards. Matt Gaka halftime. I wonder what they're going to give that young man. I mean,
he's got to eat a plate of spaghetti.
Yeah.
6:30 to go here in the first.
Uh-oh. That's
And
trouble
in trouble
for
is Nichols. Tries to fling it, going to throw up a duck. Look out, jump ball, and we've got another flag as Chancellor Bright, again, the intended target. And wrestling back and forth, they whistle the Centennial defender. And Franklin, another free 15 yards here.
Man, Josh Nichols, the quarterback for Franklin, very fortunate. It is not the greatest decision by him to let it loose, running away from your strong side there and just letting it fly. Normally, if you're taught in college or pros, just toss it out of bounds and live it to play another day, but he throws it up. Bright, it was kind of a jump ball situation. Unfortunately, the defensive back did not recover, and Rebels got fortunate for another first down.
So here are the Rebs, 1st and 10 now from the 14-yard line of Centennial. Again, that give inside to Gaka, and Centennial having nothing to do with it as they wrestle him back for no gain on the play.
Yeah.
Alexander Steele was in on the tackle.
Alexander Steele, the defender for Centennial, making the stop. It's actually a loss of 3 yards on the play. So 2nd down, 13 for the Rebs from the Centennial 17-yard line. Quickly over the middle.
Oh, drop.
Nichols, his intended man, couldn't quite see who that was.
Oh, we'll get a chance here as he's that's 30, maybe?
Nichols' pass intended for Brock Colvett is incomplete.
38, Brock Holdhouse, the tight end. That was a great call. I mean, all eyes on Gaka.
So there you see Nichols, and they'll have to come over and talk about it
Their first charge timeout.
as the Rebs have to call time. See Coach Donnie Webb there on the sideline.
Next Saturday, October 6th, please join the Franklin Band as we host the 4th annual Sonic
I'll tell you what,
Marching Band competition right here at
still 5:33 left in the second quarter, but Franklin's done a fantastic job of playing basically keep away. We're going to hold the ball as long as we can and not let Centennial's offense come on the field. That may be their best option right here. Is just, 3rd and 13. That's probably a down and distance well, of course, nobody wants, but Franklin, is not very comfortable with. But if you got number 24, Matt Gaka, back there, I guess anything's happening. And then Chancellor Bright down here on the bottom part of your screen, number 11.
So 3rd down and 13 for the Rebs from the Centennial 17. A lot of ground to gain.
There's
back
the
over the
screen.
middle. And I believe that's Gaka again. And that inside screen takes it up to the 10-yard line. Not nearly enough for the first down. And Coach Webb will send on his kick team.
Yeah, Ian Burr going to kick it, I believe.
Burr will come on for.
Now, Nichols is the holder, the quarterback.
And a long 6.
So Burr on to attempt a 3-pointer here. And
There's a
they'll
fake.
fake it. Absolutely, and why not? And nothing doing. So maybe should have rethought that one. However, Centennial comes away
Pass intended for Carson. Repass is incomplete.
unhurt on the play.
Well, very interesting call. I mean, kind of a gutsy call. You'll see right here. We got Nichols on the hold right here. The quarterback. They flip it back to Burr, and the pass intended for number 3, Carson repass, just falls incomplete. I think Burr, being a kicker, people are coming after you. You don't like that when you're a kicker.
So 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 11-yard line. As Wilson takes it up.
Listen, I mean, do you take points off the board right here by taking the fake? Sure, but man, if you convert it and you go into the house 21-7, you're a hero. What a great gutsy call. So,
But Centennial, plenty of time to work
Oh,
with.
absolutely.
Quick strike here.
Yeah. That 1-yard gain was a setup for something.
So again, here's Wilson, and despite the 3 receivers stacked up on the right, Franklin knew better. As Wilson takes it up close to the 15-yard line. Maybe a pickup of a yard on the play.
Well, Donnie Webb, the head coach of Franklin, I mean, he's kind of got the nickname Dr. Defense. I mean, this guy, you can't fool him a whole lot. He's going to have a game plan to stop Jariel Wilson. He's only been burned once, so. Big 3rd and 8, though.
Centennial now working with 3rd and 8. Across the middle and caught and dropped. And the Cougars with a quick 3 and out.
It's such an amazing thing to see that Franklin went from the 20 down to about the 15, and it took him about, 6 minutes off the clock. That was 3 plays by Centennial for a total of about 30 seconds. So time of possession is definitely one-sided.
Johnny Crouch set to kick it away out of his own end zone.
Yeah.
I believe that's
Whoa.
high snap. Could be trouble.
Man,
Nearly
Crouch,
blocked.
Nice kick.
And I believe that's Roberts down there for Franklin, so he collects it at the 45-yard line. Franklin now 3:13 to work with. They lead this game 14-7.
Well, that was 22. And I don't know, man, that was close. Crouch, fantastic just to get it out of there, end over end. 22. We don't even have a 22 on our roster, so I don't know.
I want to say it was Dominic Roberts.
He must have changed jerseys. They have it listed as 23. So
here are the Rebs once again, 3:13 to work with from the Centennial 45-yard line.
there's Nichols.
Back to pass, Nichols rolling to his left, and this one's going to be way overthrown. Bright is intended target.
That is a tough pass for any high school quarterback, is to throw it. You got a man rolling on the go. You You got a guy coming underneath, and then the second receiver coming in the middle of that is the guy dragging across, and Nichols running to his weak side trying to drop it in there. I mean, Jared Goff had an amazing game last night for the L.A. Rams. That's a Jared Goff type throw.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Rebs, again from their 45. Here's Gaka again, bouncing off defenders as he has been all night, and makes it up across the 30-yard line. So a pickup of about 16 yards on the play for Gaka. Big first down for the Rebs.
Yeah. And I only mentioned Jared Goff because he's on my fantasy football team.
Uh-huh.
So 46 points, thank you.
I don't even know what that means.
It's probably a good thing. Well, you see Gaka. Man, he doesn't really like he's not busting, man, but he reads his blockers and it just kind of takes his time, and 16 yards in a cloud of dust.
So 1st and 10 for the Rebs from the Centennial 29-yard line, 2:36 to work with. Again, Gaka, there's your cloud of dust there, Paul Breece, as Gaka crosses the 25-yard line. So pickup of maybe 5 on the play. Keeps that clock running.
Sean Hannon made the tackle. 5-yard gain on the play.
Again, Donnie Webb and the Rebels in no hurry. And I guarantee you if they get in a 4th down situation, he's probably going to kick the field goal this time. No more fakes.
So 2 minutes to go here. 2nd down and 5 for the Rebs. Centennial shows blitz. They'll bring it, and Nichols in trouble, flings it out. Got his man, still got his man on his feet, and finally knocked down at the 10-yard line.
That's Holdhouse, the tight end, the big fella.
Brock Holdhouse, number 88, snatched the ball off his shoe tips, or his shoestrings rather. Able to elude a couple of defenders despite the blitz.
Yep, you see it. Holdhouse breaks one tackle. Going to lower the shoulder. Lean forward. Now we're in 1st and goal territory here.
Somebody whacked him in the hip there.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Rebels now in business. 1:15 to go.
Wildcat.
Here's Gaka.
Wildcat.
And he's got a little daylight, and he's in for the score.
Wow.
So Matt Gaka in for the 10-yard touchdown, and Franklin back on top, 20-7 here. 1:07 to go in the half. And there you see him, the man of the hour, the senior, Matt Gaka. As he walks right into your living room there. Nicely done, young fellow. So Burr on to try the extra point to make it 21-7 with 1:07 to go, and Franklin takes another 2-touchdown advantage here as we head toward halftime.
And Wildcat, Kelton going to lead the way, 25. Doesn't have to do a whole lot, just got to get in the way, and Gaka's just going to spin his way through for the Rebels touchdown.
I want to say Matt is one of 5 brothers, correct?
He's got a lot of them. One of them was a preferred walk-on at Memphis, and I think he transferred to UT Chattanooga. And then he's got I know he's got a brother that's a freshman here at Franklin High.
So the Gaka brothers, all 5 of those boys, making big names for themselves here in Williamson County. As the Rebels set to kick it away, and they'll go long this time. This one can be returned. I believe this is Wilson now. Look out. And shoved out of bounds. That's number 2.
Number 2, Desmond Smith on the return. He was knocked out.
That's Smith.
By Ian Burr.
As you watch number 2 trot off the field there. So 1:01 to go. And Centennial takes over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. So we've seen this Centennial offense strike quickly. Back to
Marcel.
Marcel, a little high for his intended receiver.
For number 5, Joey Gustafson is incomplete.
The pass intended for Gustafson. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
It's 2nd and 10.
So from the 26, with under a minute to play, Marcel back, got his man, and that one again overthrown. So Marcel a little inaccurate tonight, a little off the mark. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
It will be interesting to see, Michael Williams, if Coach Kreisky brings in the freshman quarterback, if there's going to be a change possibly. As Marcel, you talked about a little shaky so far, trying to hit his targets.
So the Cougars don't want to give the ball back here with under a minute to go. Here's that inside screen again. That's to Crouch, and Crouch almost back to the 30-yard line. Or that's Gustafson again. Sorry about that.
And again, if that did not hit him in stride at all, he really had to work to catch that ball.
Marcel kind of a little high on some of his passes tonight. Forces a 4th down. 42 seconds to go. Franklin still in business, Paul Breece.
They called the timeouts. Saved them a little clock here to see if they could maybe get some good field position off this punt return, possibly.
I'll tell you, when you have a Chancellor Bright who made that terrific catch there in the first quarter, the receiver for Franklin, got to watch out, because now Franklin with a quick hit ability.
I'll tell you this, the Franklin crowd is getting amped up. It's kind of quiet on that Centennial side.
I want to say my class started that cheer back in 1986.
What was it?
The Rebels.
Gotcha.
I think we initiated. I think that was my class. I truly do. And I know who did it, too. Even if we didn't do it, I'm going to claim credit for it.
There we go. I do know this. The Battle of the Bands is coming up next. Oh, my goodness. This is quite a setup by the Franklin Band down here on the north end zone.
Holy smokes.
I mean, how do you take that satellite dish on the road? That is unreal.
That is a lot of stuff.
I don't know if we can get a shot of that or not, of the band down there on the. But that is a lot of moving parts.
We're in for a show. How about that?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you can tell how big that thing is with those kids standing right next to it. I mean, that is unbelievable. I think the Centennial people are like, what in the world is going on?
That'll be a good show, whatever it is. Nolensville put on a great show last week.
All right.
So here we are back in business as both squads come back out on the team, back out on the field as Centennial set to kick it away.
Mitch Lanik, how about that? I think he's only a sophomore.
So Lanik back to receive for the Rebs. Could put Franklin in pretty decent position if he can get a nice return here.
Lanik not wearing any gloves either. Oh, my.
And a high end over end, and Lanik will let it drop.
Oh, welcome to
takes a
turf.
Nice Centennial bounce.
Yeah, the turf got him.
Down to about the 13-yard line. So
now we know who number 22 is, Mitch Lanik.
That's right. So the Rebels now 28 seconds to work with. The ball tucked back at about their own 13.
Listen, do I think that Josh Nichols, the quarterback for Franklin, is going to drop back and heave it up? Heavens no. Your best bet is 24 left or 24 right. And Coach Donnie Webb will take it to the house up 14, I'm sure.
You don't think they take a shot here?
The pizza will be on me at halftime if I see Josh Nichols throwing.
Well, the pizza will be in you. 28 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 12.
Uh-oh.
Oh! And somebody came in mighty late.
Absolutely.
Couldn't tell exactly who that was, but nevertheless, clock continues to tick away.
And that was Rashad Jenkins, by the way. That was not Matt Gaka.
And that'll likely be the last play of the half. So, as the clock winds down with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the Franklin Rebels in command on their home turf. 21-7 your score here at halftime. In this, the Battle of Franklin. Stay tuned for second half action. You're watching the WCTV Game of the Week.
Hi everybody, this is Penny coming to you from Purr Palace at Williamson County Animal Center, and this week our featured cat is Tuesday. Tuesday is a 10-year-old female, and she is super sweet. She would love to sit in your lap and talk to you all day long, and you know, Tuesday's been with us for a little while because it is kitten season. A lot of times the older cats tend to get overlooked. So if you might be willing to give Tuesday a little bit of a cage break for a couple weeks, come on down and visit with us. Some of our long-term animals would appreciate to have a little break. Hi everybody, this is Penny from Williamson County Animal Center, and this week our featured dog is Deborah. Deborah is a 2-year-old female, and this little lady is super sweet. She loves to play. She's got, you know, average amount of energy, not too crazy, but not a couch potato all the way. So she'd be wonderful for a family. She gets along great with other dogs, but we always say if you have another dog at home, bring them on down to the shelter with you so we can do a little meet and greet and see if there's chemistry there. Jury's still out on how she is with kids, but in general, she's a wonderful dog. So if you're looking for a lovely companion in your life, come on down and meet Miss Deborah.
Back at Franklin High School, a glorious night for football here in Williamson County. Michael Williams, Paul Breece for the WCTV Game of the Week. We're set to start second half action here between the host Franklin Rebels and the visiting Centennial Cougars. Franklin leads 21-7 as we get underway here in the third quarter. And the Rebels receive the kickoff and take it up to the 25-yard line. Paul Breece, your reaction. And
the reaction is a great game plan by Donnie Webb and the Franklin coaching staff of trying to slow this game down, trying not to make it a tempo of fast-paced track-like, whereas we saw Centennial score basically on one play. It could score at any time. They have really slowed it. Time of possession, winner right now, Franklin by probably a margin of 3 times. And it's been the Matt Gaka show offensively for the Rebels.
So Matt Gaka, the number 24, the senior, been getting a huge workload tonight. This time not so much, as the quick pass to Tyner, it goes incomplete. Franklin will have it 2nd down and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
Well, definitely Centennial looked like they had loaded the box up defensively there, knowing that Gaka was probably going to receive the handoff. And Nichols with a nice pass right there. Tyner just couldn't reel it in.
2nd and 10 now. There's the give to the speedy wide receiver Bright. Chancellor Bright with a huge touchdown in the first half. And he crosses the 30-yard line, up close to the 35. Just a few yards shy of the first down.
If there's a young man that's going to give Gaka a little breather, it's going to be Chancellor Bright, number 11 right there. Going to have to give him a few more touches. He's made already one, what I would say, an ESPN-type play for the touchdown. Who knows, it may be the WCTV play of the week.
Maybe. A lot of football to play here. 3rd down and 2. And I believe that's Gaka again. He crosses the 35. It looks like he's got enough for the first down. And sure enough, they will move the chains as Franklin stays in business.
You see right there, a lot of fresh bodies just came in for Centennial on defense. I think I counted 5 or 6 guys that just subbed in. So Coach Kreisky trying to do his best to find somebody that's, got the hot hand defensively that can make some plays here.
1st and 10 for the Rebs at their own 36. Just underway here in the second half. The fake to Gaka and across the middle. Got his man, does Nichols, and crosses midfield. Trying to pick out the number here.
38, Brock Holthouse.
Holthouse.
The senior tight end. We called his name a few times.
Takes it up to the 50-yard line.
And that's probably, I don't know, Michael Williams may have to check, but 3rd, maybe 4th time the bootleg rollout by Nichols has been away from his strong side. It's definitely coming out to the left side for sure. Maybe Nichols is a lot more comfortable doing that.
Well, the Rebs keeping the chains moving is the full-scale blitz on for Centennial as Gaka again picking his way down across the 40-yard line, close to the 35. As Matt Gaka again, the senior, another big first down for the Rebs. And they're back in business in Centennial territory at about the 37.
Well, 13-yard carry by Gaka. And that one, when he got it, he looked like he had a little pep in his step. So that halftime rest must have been very beneficial for him because I'm counting about 22 touches already.
So here are the Rebs, 1st and 10. Again, that time Gaka to the right side and about 4 yards and the cloud of dust. Keeps the clock ticking and Franklin with the football. And you're right, Paul Breece. We did not see Centennial with a number of offensive possessions there in the first half because Franklin was greedy with the football, just kept on keeping on.
Very businesslike and, greedy is one way to definitely put it.
So 2nd down 6 for the Rebs, looking for their first victory over the Cougars in the last 5 years rather. Gaka again crosses the 30-yard line. Centennial coming into this game with 4 straight victories over the Rebs.
And you see the Centennial crowd just kind of shell-shocked by this whole thing. As some people might have put it, Franklin High School may be the best 3-3 team in the state. I mean, their losses are to Brentwood by 4, Ravenwood by 3, and they led that game. And then the Independence game where it just all fell apart for the Rebels. But here they're definitely making a statement.
3rd down and 2. Gaka again. Close to the 25-yard line. Think he's going to have enough for the first down. And he does. They'll move the chains for the Rebs. And they'll spot the ball just shy of the 25. Call it the 26-yard line. Rebels on top, 21-7 here.
So if there was a weakness that Coach Kreisky would definitely point out would be, the defense kind of, giving up a lot of points. and Franklin has definitely exposed that for sure, just keeping the chains moving. They're not big hit plays, but 10 and 10.
And again, Nichols in trouble, and Centennial able to sniff that out as they drop Nichols back at about the 34-yard line. So call it a loss of about 9 or 8 on the play.
And you see right here, he's going to boot out here toward his weak side right here, trying to get his feet set, but there was no time for Nichols to get anything.
So the white shirts there you see surround Nichols on second down. So that brings up second down 18. So the first negative play for the Rebs here in the second half. Just under 7 minutes to go now. Again, Gaka into a big pile of people that time, and still able to bounce free and make something out of nothing as he's close to the 30-yard line.
Now, you may have to help me because I was mesmerized by the bands at halftime, but
they kind of blew our hair back a little bit.
Franklin has not punted yet, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't believe so.
So we're down here at the 34, 3rd and 15. It's going to be very interesting to see what the play call is here.
So the Rebs, who were in positive down and distance numbers, now their backs up against the wall at 3rd and 15 from the 31. Here's Nichols, and he is bowled over by a blitzing Sean Hannon, who came out of nowhere and said no on the 3rd down and 15.
You see it right here. I mean, whoever was supposed to pick up the well, Gaka, I don't know, I think, but he definitely surprised him coming from the other side.
So a huge sack on 3rd and 15.
Now it's 4th and 22. And Nichols can punt it if he gets a snap off.
So that's what he'll do, and gets it down into the corner and done very well, and kills it right about the 5-yard line. So a nice job by the Rebs to save a little bit and switch the field here.
Let me tell you something, Michael Williams. They may not have scored any points, but they took off about 6 minutes and 45 seconds in the quarter right there.
So could have done themselves a world of good by stretching that lead a little bit, but something salvageable as they flip the field, and like Paul Breece said, they take a mountain of time off that clock here in the 3rd quarter. So Centennial now, don't forget these Cougars, 2-game win streak, 4 straight wins over the cross-county rivals, these Franklin Rebs. And a nice pickup on 1st down is Jariel Wilson.
And that's one man, if you wanted to talk to at halftime and say, okay, Jariel Wilson, we're about to give you the rock. Here we go. This guy's got to be involved for sure in the game plan here in the second half.
So big 12-yard gain for Wilson for the Cougars. Puts the ball up to the 19-yard line, and a 1st down. Here he is again. This time, quarterback comes out of there. That is
Marcel.
Marcel again.
Yeah, and
Grayson Marcel as he spun down at about the 20.
And John Kirkpatrick, 42, right here is going to chase him down. I was kind of unsure what direction Marcel was going to go here, but it was a straight keep right here. And, man, Marcel had time to fix his face mask and everything, but didn't do it fast enough as Kirkpatrick wrangled him down.
So 2nd down and 9, and we've got to
check it.
Second down and 4.
Yeah.
As Franklin jumps on the hard count there.
We've not had a Shari Hainsworth sighting as well. Been pretty quiet.
Boy, we saw all kinds of him a few weeks ago at the Independence game. He had an incredible game, did Hainsworth. Of course, a lot of people had incredible games.
I mean,
in
Yeah.
62-40. So 2nd down and 4 now for the Cougars from the 25.
High
And again,
pass.
a little on the high side is Marcel. He's been kind of inaccurate all night, kind of sailing that ball a little high for his receivers.
That's Jet Wilson. Almost corralled that tip errant throw there.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Cougs definitely need the 1st down right here to keep this drive alive, as they are down 21-7. The option pass goes nowhere as Marcel is dropped before he hits the 25-yard line. Probably should have gone ahead and pitched that one, but chose to keep it instead.
I'm not sure what Marcel saw, but if I could pitch it to Wilson, I would have done it. And Kenai Kelton, number 25, was Johnny on the spot there on the defensive side for the Rebels.
So Crouch set to kick it away for Centennial. Roberts back inside his own 45-yard line, and late getting on the field is one of the Franklin players. Kick is away and gonna die right there.
Mitch Lanick, 22.
Mitch Lanick, rather. Sorry about
Not
that.
on our roster somehow, but
we know his name.
thanks to some friends.
Some inside information. So that dies just inside the 45-yard line for the Rebs. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 44.
Ball at their own 44-yard line.
Well, another 6-minute drive by the Rebels on the last offensive series for nothing as far as points are concerned, but they get the ball back. You know what? Another successful. They're going to run this quarter out.
So a lot of work for this Cougar defense now. There's
Yep.
Gaka again. I believe he crosses the 50-yard line up close to the 1st down. A pickup of about 8 yards on the play. As there you take a look at that Franklin offensive front.
Yeah.
Doing a nice job tonight against the visiting Cougars.
And if I saw correctly, 74, Fisher Anderson, the 9th grader, the freshman, 235, coming in and making a difference down there on the front 5 for the Rebels.
2nd down and 2, and we've got a whistle before the play starts.
And Fisher Anderson probably knows a lot of the Centennial Cougars guys, as he was, 85% of the student population at Franklin High was Grassland Middle kids. He went to Freedom Middle as well, and some of these Centennial Cougars or Freedom kids also attend Centennial. So Fisher Anderson, the freshman, getting a little chance to play against some of his buddies.
So here are the Rebels, 2nd down and 7 from the 47. Gaka again, running right, trying to find his way, and Centennial stopping him before he's able to hit the 50-yard line. And Paul Breece, we are under 2 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter.
Wyatt Barber made the stop.
Well,
Gain of 1 on the play.
No storms on the horizon, no lightning in the air.
no, absolutely. Hey, this game's moving at a nice pace here. But
It is.
3rd and 6 is going to be huge right here.
So 3rd down and 6 for the Rebs from, again, the 48-yard
Oh, my.
line, and a free 5 yards, as I believe that was number 18, Sean Hannon, as he jumps into the neutral zone right at the snap, and they'll whistle him for the encroachment. So a free 5 yards,
For encroachment.
and we'll put the ball close to 1st down territory.
Brings up 3rd and 1 from the 47-yard line.
So here are the Rebs, 3rd down and 1, under a minute to go now, and a quick quarterback sneak, and Nichols, I
Plenty.
believe,
Yeah.
will have the 1st down as they'll mark the ball at the 45-yard line.
On the keeper.
And another first down for the Rebs.
And Nichols is coming up a little slow.
Play enough for a first Tennessee first down. First and 10 for Franklin. Ball at the Centennial 45-yard line.
I mean, if you watch the play clock here, Michael Williams, they're snapping the ball with about anywhere between 3 to 5 seconds left.
Well, if things keep going the way they are going, this will likely be
Three,
the third
2.
play of the,
Oh.
or the last play of the first quarter. I
Well, they
believe
had to call a timeout, yeah.
I thought Franklin may have jumped right there, but
No.
Coach Donnie Webb comes out and calls a quick timeout.
Timeout Franklin. Their first timeout of the second half.
Well, Centennial over there in their huddle have got to come up with some kind of answer, as the Rebels have controlled the pace here, even coming out of the second half.
Visit their website at bowmanjoytn.org. The quarterback club would like to thank the First Tennessee Bank
And I don't know,
Professional Movement Incorporated, Speed Pro
the WMAA Football Championship first ever bowl series happened Thursday night. Coach Michael Williams, it was a mini Battle of Franklin as the Grassland Generals and the Freedom Stars went at it for the WMA Football Championship. Quite a contest. Your final score, 14-6, Freedom Middle.
Freedom Middle. Congratulations to the Stars then.
Most of those kids will head to Centennial, and of course the Grassland kids would head to Franklin.
So Gaka again, he crosses the 45-yard line, will likely be the last play of the third quarter. And that was a quickie. That went fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Centennial may have had, what did Centennial have? Four offensive plays out of the quarter? That'll win you some ball games right there if you can hang on to the football that long. Well, at the end of 3, that one wasn't the most exciting quarter in the world, but Franklin will take it as they maintain this 21-7 lead as we head into the final quarter of the ball game.
You see the crowd here at Howard Gamble Stadium. We were treated, Michael Williams, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Jimmy, longtime Franklin coach Jimmy Gentry.
Jimmy Gentry.
The honorable captain for the game, went out there for the coin toss. And
longtime coach here
60 years, is that?
66, I believe they said he was a coach here. World War II veteran. Has the pumpkin patch out on 96 every year. Know it very well. So first and 10 or second down and 8 now for the Rebs. This time they give that to Gaka around the right side. Got plenty of room as he crosses the 30 and he's up close to the
Reed Kemp.
to the 25-yard line. Correction, that was Reed Kemp. He's the 10th grader.
And possibly the starting point guard for the Franklin Rebels this year.
That's right. Reed, one of our
not very smooth handoff, but very efficient as the focal point was aimed right at 24.
Fisher Anderson, number 74, the 9th grader, just lumbering off the field. That's a good-sized young fella right there at 6'3", 260. Here's Nichols again.
Man.
Or that's Gaka, rather, picking his way up and across the 20-yard line, close to the first down. And Franklin starting to lean on this Cougar defense.
It was we call that downhill running. When you got that defense back on their heels.
So Gaka just shy of the first down. Second down and 1 from the Cougar 19.
Yeah, Matt Gaka. He's checking the play clock. I mean,
he sure is. He's in no hurry as the play clock ticks down below 9 here. and he'll take it himself this time. Back up the middle, and definitely the first down that time as he's close to the 10-yard line.
And just and really, you know, unfortunate for Centennial, but Franklin is really not doing anything surprising, you know. I mean, they're basically saying, here's 24. You want to stop him, go ahead.
It's very basic football for the Rebs, that's for sure. So first down and 10 from the Centennial 12-yard line.
I mean, they don't even have anybody guarding Reed Kemp down here. They know Gaka's going to. There goes the sweep.
And there he goes again, Gaka to the left side. Got some room on the outside and sneaks in, and he'll travel in for the 12-yard score. Is Matt Gaka the man of the night? I want to say that's his third score of the night, Paul Breece.
Matt Gaka, wow. Jump on my back, Franklin Rebels. There he is. The senior, give him a break, guys. Let him sit down.
So Burr on to try the extra point, and this could go a long way in really sealing the deal for the Rebs. As you see some excited Rebels coming off the field and some disappointed Cougars over on the other side.
Wow. Here's the replay. I mean, Gaka has done it all night. And just the that time he had a little more daylight, and he just rode off that left tackle and scored. And kind of a fun thing down there in the end zone right there. They had that fence set up, and it's not quite like the Lambeau Leap, but I saw a few players go over there and slap high fives to the crowd down there on the south end zone. All right.
And one of my favorite students of all time, Jack Sweet Baby Ray down there, number 59.
Yeah. Solid kid.
He's a solid middle school student for us several years ago, and now he's a senior at Franklin High School having a great time.
He is
one of the best kids you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he hey, you want some I shouldn't say where he works. I guess they hadn't paid us for any but
So Crouch
did it again.
Or not Crouch, that was Burr again popping it up, and this time a little bit of a return. So again, Franklin keeping it away from those dangerous Centennial return men.
Yeah.
As the Cougars able to collect the ball and start at their own 40-yard line. They're certainly not out of it. Down 3 touchdowns here.
But let me tell you about the confidence that Donnie Webb, the head coach of the Franklin Rebels, has in his defense. I don't know if Ian Burr has the leg to get at the end zone. I'm thinking possibly, but to pooch kick it and let the Centennial offense have possession at the 40-yard line is just basically saying, you can do whatever you want. We're going to stop you. And there we go.
The Rebs, and probably an ill-advised pass. That was in the grasp. I think, are they going to call that an incomplete pass?
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Michael Williams. That is in the grasp. I mean, all this protection of the quarterback, they should have blown the whistle dead, but.
Well, they'll give him the incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's okay. For Centennial,
as Marcel looked to be going down, and he was able to fling it forward, and they'll give him the incomplete pass. This time, looking to his left, throwing left.
Wow.
High catch for Crouch, and Crouch spins away. Johnny Crouch across the 50-yard line as he bounced off one player, bounced off another defender.
But you got to admit, Johnny Crouch had to really work for it as Marcel still with the high throw that he had to climb the ladder to reach up and get. But I'm a big fan of Johnny Crouch. That young man is a ball player.
So 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Marcel nearly picked off.
I think that was Sadler Deming, 32.
And the pass will fall incomplete. Brings up 2nd down.
That was intended for McLemore, but man, I'm just shocked that Ashari Hainsworth has not gotten involved.
More part of the program, very true.
I mean, let me correct. I mean, he is out there. Is he number 6, correct?
Think so, yeah. Big 6'4". You think he's growing about half an inch every week. Marcel back in trouble again. There's an enormous hold.
Yeah.
On the Centennial offensive line. As Marcel was about to have his clock cleaned if his offensive lineman hadn't tackled.
Listen, it cost him 10 yards, but I'd go back to that guy and say thank you, man, for tackling that guy, because I was about to take one for the team. Holy mackerel.
Centennial will be penalized 10 yards for holding.
So things not going Centennial's way
absolutely.
tonight.
I'm just shocked the way that Centennial has played the last couple of weeks. But give all the credit to Franklin and their game plan of basically keeping the ball out of Centennial's offensive hands where they can't do anything.
Marcel looking for that
bubble,
for that screen pass and throws it into the dirt.
I'm not sure who that was. Okay, 71.
I see one of the Gaka brothers there in the crowd.
Christian Mullman, 71, the defensive tackle, basically went straight to Wilson on that errant screen pass right there and just held him up. And so now you're talking. I got third down and 28.
Well, that's what it says on the sticks too. So third down, and Centennial has to make it up to the Franklin 39-yard line for the first. Marcel going that direction. He's got Crouch, and nice pickup, and almost with the first down.
Face mask as well, an additional 15 yards.
So the ball spotted just shy of the 40-yard line. My buddy Paul Breece says we've got a face mask penalty.
It may not be 15, but it is definitely a 5-yarder, and it's going to be an automatic first down. As you see Marcel right here. Plenty of time, steps in to throw, and one of the few passes Marcel's hit him right in the hands, and right barely grasping that face mask.
So that's exactly what it was. Paul Breece, eagle eyes up here.
You asked me to read something in fine print. I cannot read it. I can see big numbers, though.
So Centennial with an enormous pickup on the pass and catch and the 15-yard penalty. Ball is spotted at the 15-yard line, but Franklin nothing doing that time as they get to Marcel.
That's, I believe, Mullman, 71.
So Christian Mullman able to come in and sack Marcel.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Mullman. Guy is a tremendous high school wrestler. And,
yeah, remember him being a great middle school wrestler. So second down and 18. Marcel to his right side. And that might have been Hainsworth. No, Gustafson again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Hainsworth just not part of the program tonight, nor has Jariel Wilson been that much of a factor tonight. Normally two names we call out quite a bit when we see Centennial.
Nice.
Ashara Hainsworth and Jariel Wilson.
I believe Wilson last week against Riverdale had like 240 yards of total offense.
Well, there he is this time. He'll take it on that left side and cuts up nicely and crosses the 15-yard line. So that's the man right there. Jariel Wilson, number 4 for Centennial, the senior, as he picks up close to a first down. They'll call it fourth and very short, and we've got a timeout, Centennial. So Centennial desperate for something right here with 7:11 to go in the ball game.
Well, the way the Centennial passing game has gone, I would go with Jariel Wilson. I would hand it off. Or let Marcel do a quarterback lean for a yard. I mean, looking at the sticks over there, it is not a very long yard. And it used to drive me nuts to see offensives go in shotgun formation when it was 4th and 1.
Ravenwood 40, Dixon County 3, and also late in the third, it's Independence 42, Brentwood 17.
Whew. So Independence all over Brentwood tonight, 42-17 on this Friday night.
And all that does is just put Independence back in the talk. I mean, people were writing Independence off after the Centennial loss.
So Marcel with the keeper. We've got a flag down.
And when the back judge right there throws the flag, his main job is to delay a game, but I know that wasn't the case because there were 17 seconds left on the play clock. So very interesting to see from the back what his call is going to be.
So
12 men? 12 men on the field?
So an extra man for the Rebs.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sure.
Yeah, that is an extra
How about
man.
that?
Can't play with a dozen. So that'll cost Franklin 5 yards now as the ball is spotted up at the.
The crazy thing is they still didn't stop him from getting the first down. And that's just very unfortunate coming out of the timeout as well. If you're Donnie Webb, that you're going to watch that and go, what in the world? And now Franklin's got to use another timeout.
And we can hear Donnie Webb yelling all the way up here, even with our headphones on.
Wow, almost. Yeah, you've played so well, the Franklin Rebels, and Donnie Webb does not want to end this game, the last 6 minutes and 58 seconds, on a sour note. These kids have played really hard for him.
Well, there you can see he's mighty frustrated. You can almost see the steam coming out of his ears. He was so livid just a second ago.
Oh.
His squad is very much in control with a 28-7 lead right now. Under 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Centennial kind of knocking on the door here.
Yeah, and Coach Webb knows that, hey, you know, one big mistake here, you know, could be, you know, costly. I mean, you've gone almost 3.5 quarters of shutting down a team that scored 62 on Independence, who's beaten Brentwood by 25. I mean,
how does that happen?
What is Williamson County football? I mean, it's
what does it come to?
It's week to week. Who knows?
So first and goal now. 8 yards to go. Here is Marcel in the middle. Throws it right to the Franklin defender, and the Rebels come away with the pick in the end zone.
Guy Lipscomb.
Man,
I tell you what, that'll make Donnie Webb feel a little bit better.
Lipscomb, the junior. Boy, what a recipient right there.
Yeah, you're going to see Marcel, and he's just going to – he's actually looking for Haynesworth, number 6 on the crossing pattern, and he is nowhere. I mean, Haynesworth's a big guy. He threw it basically the only place that Guy Lipscomb could catch it. Nobody else was going to catch it.
Well, he sure caught it. So Franklin takes over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line as they are back in business now. And this time, Gaka again tripped up as he hits the 25-yard line. Had a lot of green in front of him. But somebody got a hand on his foot and drops him right as he crosses the 25-yard line.
Tripped up by Xavier Pickens.
I'd like to turn this night into a blanket and wrap myself up in it. This is absolutely perfect out here tonight. It's been the best night so far of our WCTV season.
I mean, if there was night golf anywhere around, I would definitely I know Top Golf. I know what you're going to say. Why didn't I come up with that idea, right?
2nd down and 3 for the Rebs from their own 27. Again, Gaka, the steady dose of him, and he's going to carry a couple of Centennial defenders up to and still even farther up across the 30-yard line. He's going to be close to a 1st down.
Yeah.
And the clock continues to tick away, I think, unless somebody just called a timeout.
No, I think they stopped the clock to move
the chains. That's right. Excuse me.
But it's amazing the WCTV games we've done. I mean, we've had a couple of 10 o'clock stop times. I mean, this one we hadn't even reached 9 o'clock yet.
So 5:39 to go here in the ball game. The Rebs firmly in control following the Guy Lipscomb interception in the end zone, and we've got a false start against Franklin.
Franklin penalized 5 yards for a false start.
Both crowds a little on the quiet side now. Not a whole lot to cheer about as Franklin has turned this into a tactical game. Not a lot of big hits tonight in terms of scoring. Here are the Rebs, first down and 15.
Oh, man. Kemp got a lot of room.
This time Reed Kemp close to the 40-yard line.
Number 6, Reed
Kemp, the 10th grader now.
Johnson made the stop.
Hasn't really been a target in the receiving. More of the jet sweep guy, got a few carries. But I tell you what, when I see Reed Kemp out there, I think of Garrison Matthews, a kid that, man, he was a great receiver for the Franklin Rebels with the Joe Critchlow days. Made Joe Critchlow look pretty good.
So Nichols,
wow.
And he bounces off a couple of defenders, and he's close to the 45-yard line. Think he's close to a first down, and he'll have it as they move the chains. And somebody, a Rebel.
That's Gaka. They're just trying to get him up. But, yeah, I mean, you know, you got to think of kids like Joe Critchlow, who's playing out at BYU right now. You got another Franklin Rebel, Corey Fatoni, who's the probably the best punter in the SEC and probably a top 5 in the nation.
So Gaka again running into the scrum.
Oh, they stole it from him. That's a fumble.
They did. They dropped the beanbag, and Centennial players coming away, and they have it. Centennial forcing the turnover and jumping on the football. So maybe a new ray of hope here with 3:48 remaining. Although they've got a lot of work to do and not a whole lot of time to do it, does Centennial.
No, absolutely not. I mean, 21 points in 3 minutes and 48 seconds is.
Mahaji Johnson on the recovery for Centennial.
It is high school football, however.
Absolutely.
From the Franklin 43-yard line.
But Franklin has got to take some pride in only giving up 7 points so far, as we saw the fumble.
And another whistle.
Man, and that's just a sign of a, a young team. Donnie Webb's going to take another swig of Gatorade down there to try to, so he can. Here's the crazier thing. We see Marlon Ruck, one of the assistant principals, and Toby, also one of the assistant principals, going down there. They're going to be getting ready for the. Oh my! John Kirkpatrick.
And I missed it.
Okay. Well, they brought the freshman quarterback in, Cannon Plowman, number 7, to see if he could work some magic, give him some reps. And that time, same scenario, didn't want to toss it to Wilson, and Kirkpatrick introduced himself.
So Plowman, the 9th grader, he's the new quarterback for Centennial. 3:12 to go here in the ball game. Plowman now inside, that one to Wilson. And Wilson picking his way, got some daylight, and he'll have the first down and a little bit more up to the 25-yard line.
That seems to be the only play that has worked so far as big chunks of yardage, that screen pass.
So Wilson picks up the first down as we tick under 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
Gain of 16 yards on the play, and enough for a first down. First and 10 for Centennial from the 25-yard line.
Difficult position for the 9th grader Plowman to be in. Looking, in trouble, throwing to his left and overshooting his intended target. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
Plowman's pass intended for Jefferson is incomplete.
Our cameraman up here, Jack Johnson.
Yeah,
and
double J.
Sam Colvett, the senior. So hard
Hi.
to believe that we taught him as a 7th grader years ago.
We're going to Jack Johnson's house next week, as we're going to be in Fairview.
Harpeth at Fairview next week as Franklin jumps offside.
Is it Harpeth in Fairview?
I think so. I think that's what I was looking at on my phone.
I'm going to call it, that's going to be Popcorn City, as Dr. Qualls would say, Popcorn City. Oh, man, that's going to be exciting.
Harpeth at Fairview next Friday as we start the month of October.
Jack, what's for dinner? Nothing. He says nothing. Leftovers, great.
Get us some
Can't
barbecue
wait.
out there. And Lance West, our boss in the truck, gives us this opportunity as Jeriel Wilson takes it up close to the 15-yard line.
You got 2:31 left. Michael Williams, and now it's a pride thing for the defense. Yeah, I know it's not a shutout, but 7 points and 14 points statistically is a big deal.
Well, last time Centennial was down this close, they chucked it to the wrong team.
Yeah, that's right.
Had that opportunity. Plowman again, the
Oh,
9th grader, and bobbles the snap.
There
and
we go.
Franklin
Oh, my
is
goodness.
going to make him
That
pay
is
for that.
unbelievable. Now, there's your guy, number 23.
Plowman recovers the fumble.
You know 23 for Franklin? Let me show you. Let me tell you, that's the guy you've been calling all night.
Is that Dominic?
Dominic Roberts.
Dominic.
There it is. You saw it. Look at
There it
this.
is.
He hits him. And Plowman can't handle the snap. Here comes Roberts with the big hit, and you got to give the freshman Plowman credit. Came right back to him. As Jenkins and Kirkpatrick there to wrap it up.
The Rebels are on the road. They'll travel to Murfreesboro to take
It's hard to believe we teach these guys as 7th graders, and you turn around and all of a sudden
I
they're
know.
seniors in high school.
Well, speaking of getting a little taste of reality, Franklin has to go to Murfreesboro, Oakland next week. The number one, I believe they're number one. Not sure. Oakland and Blackman played last week. I can't remember who won, but either way, tough
Oakland's
task.
ranked in the country, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
So again, Wilson on the spin
Oh.
move and close to the 20-yard line. Is well short of the first down. Centennial needs to get inside the 5-yard line
Chapman Beard, great
for
tackle.
first. As this one is pretty
Winding.
much in the books as we have 90 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
And the tremendous thing about this win for Franklin is it puts them right back in contention for the playoff spot as the Franklin student section is scurrying.
As they
toward
hurried
the-
out of the bleachers to go congratulate their team. Plowman again chucking it to the end zone. There's a sorry
Hey!
Hainsworth.
Look what I found.
And Hainsworth into the end zone for the 18-yard touchdown.
How about that?
And just like that, Hainsworth makes himself known.
Yeah, we've been calling his name all night, except we've been calling it the wrong. I mean, saying because he hasn't had any.
He hasn't caught the
yeah,
ball yet.
But now
That's his first catch tonight. Goes for a touchdown.
that's pretty good stats.
You batting 1,000 tonight, Ashari. So Crouch along for the extra point and makes it a 14-point game. So Centennial will definitely come on and try the onsides. They've
Yeah, I
got
was
a
gonna
minute
say,
and 10 to go.
Get your good hands team ready, Coach. Here we see Plowman, the freshman, just hanging it up there. And what he did is he threw it to Ashari Hainsworth. And Ashari Hainsworth, not a problem. You got to give the big fella credit. I mean, coming across the middle like that.
I've seen Ashari in the hallway a few times this year. I think he's gone from about 6'3" to about 6'6" since the 1st of August. Looking forward to watching him play basketball this year, too.
Oh, my. Indy 42, Brentwood 31. At least it's getting interesting down there at Brentwood. All right, tell me again what you said about Ashari in basketball.
Looking forward to seeing him play this year.
I heard he may
basketball.
not be playing.
Is that right?
But that's still up in the air, but you never know.
Well, Trey Carlton, who was such a big player for Centennial last year on the football team, I think
that's right, strictly basketball.
Decided to focus his attention strictly on basketball. So this is always exciting as we line everybody up close. As Crouch, he's going to try this onside and bounces
turf.
nicely.
Oh,
and I think it rolled out of bounds. And the Rebels will take over here.
Victory formation.
1 minute 5 seconds remaining. And it's just a matter of
well, this is a huge win for Franklin. They're going to go to 4-3 overall, but the big thing is they got that victory in the district, or excuse me, the region under their belt. And when you think about it, all they have to do is beat Dixon County and have a little bit of slight help, but they feel like you're in pretty good shape. And again, only lost to Ravenwood and Brentwood by a very slim margin.
So the Rebs will just sit on it right here as they can let the clock tick away as we're under a minute to go. And they finally get that Centennial loss monkey off their back. Having lost 4 years in a row, this is big time for the Rebs as they are finally able to score a victory against their crosstown rivals, the Centennial Cougars. There will be no 5-peat, as the sign says across the way there. As you see, the fellas just taking their time here. And that should do it.
Absolutely.
As we take under 15 seconds to go. Well, that'll do it as everybody comes on the field. The Franklin student section about to rush their team. And 3, 2, 1, we count it down. So, week number 7 in the books. Franklin comes away with a 28-14 victory over the crosstown rival, the Centennial Cougars. I'm Michael Williams. This was Paul Breece. Thanks for everybody for tuning in on the WCTV Game of the Week. We're at Fairview next Friday night for Fairview and Harpeth. Hope you can join us next weekend. So for everybody with the WCTV crew, have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next Friday night.
Thank you.